make someone take a razor to their own head. Not for style, not for a trend, but for something deeper breaking point. I was there once, staring at a version of myself I didn't recognize. A life that felt like a cage. The weight of routine, expectations, and self-doubt pressed down like a vice. Every day was the same. Wake up, grind, sleep, repeat. I was alive, but I wasn't living. That night, I shaved my head. Not because I wanted to look different, but because I needed to be different. It was a rebellion against the man. I'd become a man who'd settled for mediocrity, who'd let fear dictate his choices. The razor wasn't just cutting hair. It was cutting away excuses, regrets, and the lies I'd told myself about who I was supposed to be. Why do we stay stuck? Why do we cling to lives that suffocate us? The answer is simple. Fear. Fear of change. Fear of failure. Fear of the unknown. We're terrified to leap because we might fall. But what if the fall is exactly what we need? What if the only way to change your life so fast it feels illegalist to embrace the chaos? To burn the old version of yourself to the ground and build something new? This isn't just my story. It's the story of anyone who's ever felt trapped, who's ever looked in the mirror and thought, "This isn't me." It's the story of how to break free, how to rewrite your life with such ferocity that it feels like you're cheating the system. And it all starts with a single, radical act of courage. 1969, philosopher Alan Watts said, "You are not a fixed entity, but a process. You're not doomed to be the person you are today. You're not your past mistakes, your current job, or the labels others have slapped on you. You're a story in motion, and you hold the pen." But to change your life, you need to step into a new identity and alter ego that embodies who you want to be. Think of Beyoncé. Before she was a global icon, she was a shy girl from Houston named Sasha Fierce. To conquer her stage fright, she created an alter ego, a bold, fearless performer who owned every room. Sasha Fierce wasn't fake. She was the amplified version of Beyoncé's potential. When she stepped on stage, she became Sasha, and that alter ego changed her life. The alter ego effect isn't just for celebrities. It's a psychological tool rooted in the work of Carl Jung, who spoke of the persona, the mask we wear to face the world. Your current persona might be timid, stuck, or defined by others' expectations. But you can craft a new one. You can decide to become the warrior, the visionary, the unstoppable force. I did this after shaving my head. I named my alter ego the Architect. The Architect didn't procrastinate. He didn't doubt himself. He built his life brick by brick, with intention and ferocity. Every morning I asked myself, what would the Architect do? And then I did it. I walked taller, spoke with conviction, and took risks I'd never dared before. The world started to bend to my will, not because I was special, but because I was deliberate. Your alter ego is your permission slip to be extraordinary. It's the bridge between who you are and who you're capable of becoming. So, who is your alter ego? What name would you give them? And what would they do differently today? Tease once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." But how many of us truly examine what we want? Not what society wants, not what your parents or boss expect, but what you burn for deep in your soul. Most of us are too busy surviving to ask the question. We're drowning in to-do lists, bills, and distractions, never pausing to define our North Star. I was 28 when I realized I didn't know what I wanted. I had a decent job, a nice apartment, but I was miserable. I'd spent years chasing goals that weren't mine: money, status, approval. One night, I sat down with a notebook and forced myself to answer, what do I want? Not tomorrow, not in 10 years, but right now. The answers shocked me. I wanted freedom. I wanted to create something meaningful. I wanted to feel alive. Clarity is power. When you know what you want, every decision becomes a compass. But clarity isn't a gift, it's a muscle. You build it by asking hard questions. What lights you up? What would you do if fear didn't exist? If you had 1 year to live, how would you spend it? Write it down. Be specific. Don't censor yourself. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche warned, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Your why is your fuel. It's the fire that keeps you going when the world tries to break you, but you can't find it if you're too afraid to look. So, stop running. Sit with the discomfort. Ask yourself, what do I want? The answer is the first step to changing your life. This isn't linear. It's not a checklist or a 5-year plan. It's a messy, chaotic dance between action and adaptation. As Lao Tzu said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but the secret isn't just taking the step, it's taking it now, even when you're not ready. Most people wait for the perfect moment to change their lives. They wait for confidence, money, or permission, but perfection is a myth. The greatest transformations happen in the crucible of discomfort. When I shaved my head, I wasn't ready. I didn't have a plan. But that act of defiance forced me to move. I started small, reading 1 book a week, running a mile a day, pitching ideas I'd been too scared to share. Each step built momentum, like a snowball rolling downhill. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on the growth mindset shows that progress comes from embracing challenges, not avoiding them. People with a growth mindset see failure as feedback, not a verdict. They don't say, "I'm not good enough." They say, "I'm not good enough yet." This shift changes everything. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every obstacle a chance to grow. But progress also requires systems. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says, "You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Want to write a book? Write 500 words a day. Want to get fit? Train 3 times a week. Systems turn dreams into reality by making action automatic. Start small, but start today. 1 push-up, 1 page, 1 email. Consistency compounds. In a year, you'll be unrecognizable. It isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. As philosopher Heraclitus said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man." To change your life, you must become a new version of yourself, a version that aligns with your deepest desires. This is where most people falter. They want the results, money, love, success, but they cling to the habits and mindsets that keep them stuck. You can't become a marathon runner if you refuse to train. You can't become a leader if you shy away from responsibility. Transformation demands that you shed your old skin, even when it hurts. When I started my journey, I had to become the architect. That meant letting go of laziness, self-pity, and the need for approval. I had to become disciplined, curious, and resilient. Every day, I asked myself, who must I become to live the life I want? The answer guided my actions. I read voraciously, trained my body, and sought mentors. I became someone who didn't just dream, but did. Jung called this process individuation, the journey to integrate all parts of yourself into a cohesive whole. It's not about perfection, but authenticity. Who must you become? The answer lies in your values, your vision, and the legacy you want to leave. Write it down, visualize it, then live it, one choice at a time. Change requires war, not with others, but with yourself. War mode is the mindset of absolute commitment, a refusal to negotiate with your doubts or distractions. As Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, in the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. War mode is about seizing that opportunity with unrelenting focus. I went into war mode after shaving my head. I treated every day like a battle. I woke up at 4:30 a.m., meditated, and planned my day like a general. I cut out Netflix, junk food, and negative people. I attacked my goals with ferocity writing, training, networking. It wasn't easy. My body ached, my mind screamed for rest. But war mode isn't about comfort. it's about results. Psychologist Jordan Peterson says, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. War mode is about outdoing your past self. It's about setting a standard and holding yourself to it, no matter what. Create a war plan. Define your top 3 priorities. Eliminate distractions. And track your progress daily. Treat excuses like enemies and crush them. War mode isn't sustainable forever, but it's a catalyst. A few months of relentless effort can propel you further than years of half-hearted attempts. So, declare war on your old life. Fight for the one you deserve. And is the spark that ignites change. It's not a feeling, it's a decision. When I shaved my head, I wasn't just changing my appearance, I was making a vow to myself. No more excuses. No more waiting. Commitment is a line in the sand. You're either all in or you're out. Philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said, "The moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too." Commitment unlocks doors you didn't know existed. It's why rituals matter. Shaving your head, burning an old photo, or signing up for a marathon, these acts signal to your brain that you're serious. They make retreat harder. What's your shave your head moment? It doesn't have to be literal. It could be quitting a toxic job, ending a bad relationship, or starting a passion project. The key is to act decisively. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Commit, and the universe will meet you halfway. Thrives in chaos. As Nietzsche said, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. To grow, you must embrace discomfort, uncertainty, and failure. Learning isn't passive, it's an active pursuit of chaos where you test your limits and expand them. After my commitment, I dove into chaos. I took on projects I wasn't qualified for, moved to a new city, and surrounded myself with people smarter than me. I failed a lot, but each failure taught me something. I learned resilience, adaptability, and the power of persistence. Chaos became my teacher. Embracing chaos means saying yes to opportunities that scare you. It means studying fields you know nothing about, seeking feedback, and owning your mistakes. Chaos is where growth lives. So, lean into it. Take the hard path. The lessons you gain will be your foundation. Transformation is holistic. You can't change your life by focusing on one area while neglecting others. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. To build a new life, you must strengthen your mind, body, and business, or purpose. Mind. Feed your brain with knowledge. Read books, listen to podcasts, take courses, meditate to sharpen your focus, and manage stress. A strong mind is your command center. Body. Your body is your vehicle. Exercise daily. Eat clean. Prioritize sleep. A healthy body fuels confidence and energy. Business. Your purpose is your legacy. Whether it's a career, a side hustle, or a creative project, build something that aligns with your values. Start small, but start now. I built my new life by treating these 3 as non-negotiable. I read 50 books a year, ran 5Ks, and launched a freelance business. Each pillar reinforced the others. Neglect one, and the whole structure wobbles. So, audit your life. Where are you weak? Start building today. Life rewards the bold. As writer Anais Nin said, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. To change your life fast, you must expose yourself to massive experience moments that stretch your worldview, challenge your fears, and force you to grow. After building my foundation, I sought experiences that terrified me. I traveled solo across Asia, spoke at events I felt unprepared for, and invested in mentorships that stretched my budget. Each experience rewired my brain. I saw what I was capable of. I met people who inspired me to dream bigger. The world became my classroom. Massive experiences don't have to be extravagant. Say yes to a new hobby, have a hard conversation, or volunteer for a cause. The goal is to break your routine and expand your horizons. Every experience is a deposit in your growth bank. The more you invest, the richer your life becomes. Your life so fast it feels illegal isn't about shortcuts or hacks. It's about courage, clarity, and relentless action. It's about deciding that you're done settling, done waiting, done being less than you can be. The fool in tarot jumps off the cliff, not because he's reckless, but because he trusts the journey. Be that fool. Leap into the unknown. Trust that you'll find your wings. The real-world lesson is this: your life is your canvas. Every choice is a brushstroke. You can paint a masterpiece or a mess. It's up to you. Start today. Define what you want, commit to it, and build the mind, body, and purpose to make it real. Embrace chaos, seek massive experiences, and never stop becoming. The world is waiting for the version of you that's fearless, authentic, and unstoppable. So, what's your shave your head moment? What's the one act that will signal to the universe and to yourself that you're ready to change? Do it. Do it now. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to begin.